What's up, y'all? I'm PC McCray.
Hey, y'all, my name is Shaunda Head, and this is the Everything Has Changed podcast.
From 2 college roommates to 40-something adults, life has been lifing, and we want to talk about it. We're the new adults, y'all. How did that happen?
I don't know, P, but we got to talk about it.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, rock. Hey. Hi, Shaun.
Hey, P.
We're back.
We're here. What's up, guys?
Woo! So we're about to enter March.
Yes.
And already,
It's been a long couple months.
Already.
Yes.
And we're recording where the U.S. decided to strike Iran.
We woke up to the news.
Woke up to a war.
Yeah, so
we'll see where that goes. But what's up? How are you?
I'm doing well. Finally have a nice day outside. So all the people are outside today. So we're a little late starting our recording because I was stuck in Atlanta traffic, as happens on a pretty Saturday afternoon, which I totally forgot. But I'm here. I would like to share, P, some exciting news to me.
Okay.
Which is just that your girl has been adulting and I'm feeling, like I think I've shared here before, I'm single momming it now. And so adulting looks and feels a little different.
Yeah.
And so yesterday I found myself outside trying to change the headlight. Trying to change my front headlight. And I will say this. I didn't think it was going to be that much of a struggle. I'm like, oh, it's easy. You just pop the boop, 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 boop. No, apparently not. Apparently things have changed. And so it was absolutely a struggle. But I was like, I'm not taking the car up to the shop. They charge a couple $100 to change out this $20 headlight. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, I can call a friend to help. I said, or Shaun, you can do this. So I went out, I bought my little headlight from AutoZone. I pulled up my little stool. The dog kept circling the car. Like, what are we doing out here? And like, don't you worry about it. Just let mommy handle this. Okay. Mommy could not, in fact, handle it. I quit halfway through. But then I got my mind back right, tried it again. Finally got it. But I done watched all these YouTube videos, right?
YouTube University.
Because it's a headlight. It would be different if it was something else that you really have to take the car in for. It's a headlight. And all the guys on YouTube are all talking about how it's actually way more convoluted than it should be. So they're like, oh, you can use a screw. First of all, not even a regular screwdriver, really a wrench. That's like, look, now I'm learning. That's why you always see the mechanics with a wrench, because all the screws that are like under the trunk are not regular screws. But they were like, or you can go up under the wheel, under the tire wheel, and do XYZ. And that's the but Pete, under the tire wheel is supposed to be the easy way. So I get up under there. But what I will say is all the men were like, they were doing it, and then in the end they were like, and then I just called my wife in to help me, because to get under the tire wheel in the hole, you have to have like a smaller, you can't really have like man hands. And so that's why at the end of the day, I was like, okay, I'm not going to call a friend, like on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I'm not going to phone a friend to come help. I'm going to try to do this by myself, because at the end of the day, it's still going to have to be a girl that get up under there with your wrist. So I actually did get it done, P. I'm very excited for myself. I literally went to sleep feeling very productive.
You did it.
I did it. I also changed out a toilet seat cover the other day. I said, a bitch is around here really running the house. DIY. And so I'm done, I think. So hopefully I don't have to do anything else.
I would say though, changing the headlight on a car, that's
they've started making it really Pete, I swear, it did not used to be like this. You used to just be able to pop the cover off
Yeah.
and screw in the light bulb.
Yeah.
I honestly think they made it this taxing now, so you have to go in and get it done. And they literally like, oh, it'll be $150 to $200. I paid $20 for this light bulb.
Mm-mm. That's a big
Can't.
deal. Now, I won't play with that. Some stuff I can do. I like to be handy, but I don't think
I had to
I could do
try.
that. You did it though.
I had to
You
try.
tried and you succeeded.
Woo! It took me less than an hour. So if it take me less than an hour, I'm like, cool. I think we did
You
okay.
got it done.
So I went to sleep feeling very, proud of myself. And so hopefully that feeling will last me because I don't plan on doing anything else
It's a big
at
deal.
all. Yeah. But that was my evening. How about you, P? How are we feeling today?
Doing all right. The weeks are flying by, just busy. Life is still
Mhm.
full, but doing okay, managing as best we can.
Mhm.
Um, it's just the news just keeps. Mm.
It's
Yeah.
draining.
So that's why today our topics won't be as heavy. Well,
Mhm.
semi, but
Yes, am I?
we can't go as far as what's really going on in the world because it will really take us on a tailspin.
Yeah.
It's too much.
And I love a tangent, so
It'll set you
it'll
off. It'll set you off,
yeah, we'll be down that rabbit hole for a while. So what do we gotta talk about today, P? What's going
girl.
on that we must give our input or we at least need to talk to each other about?
So let's start with the BAFTA stuff.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Alright.
For those who don't know, BAFTA, let me get my facts together
Just let
here.
yeah.
BAFTA. I should have
P
had this
P
up.
always has the facts and we need the facts.
We
Just
need the
think we
facts.
have somebody responsible around here.
I should have had it up beforehand. Um, but so BAFTA is what essentially Britain's Oscars.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Big
Yeah.
deal, like our Oscars here.
Mhm.
And the presenter, and of course we have to do our tinfoil hat because people are thinking that this is something else once I get to it.
Okay.
So the help me out, Shaun, as I pull up this stuff. What is his name?
Okay. The guy with Tourette's or
Yes. I'm
John
pulling this up.
Davidson, I wanna say. I wanna say that's it only
Uh-huh.
because it reminded me of John David Washington, that his name. So, I think that's the only reason why I was able to remember it. His
That
name is
is
John
correct.
Davidson. He has there he has a movie out that was in actually, the movie won a lot of awards that night.
Mhm.
I believe it's based on his life. It's called I Swear, and it's based on his life as a man living with Tourette. I think it's more a biopic. I don't think it was a documentary because I think the young man who played him in the movie actually won that night for, like, best actor. So but I do find it interesting, like you said, we'll talk about tinfoil hat because I do find it interesting the way all this is played out and how it's really publicized their movie even more.
Mhm.
Um, but the thing about Tourette's, ag look, I know nothing except for what TikTok has taught me, and I can only say what TikTok has taught me because when I first got on TikTok, maybe a couple years ago, like, my friend had to convince me. The first weeks, I would really just get on there when I was ready to go to sleep and watch a man over in China shucking oysters and pulling the pearls out of oysters. That was my first TikTok experience. I would watch TikTok live going to sleep. All the Americans was on the Chinese people's page as they were pulling the pearls out of oysters, and it was fascinating. And then I happened upon a girl with Tourette's, and she has the kind of Tourette's that makes you yell out swear words.
Mhm.
I didn't realize because I know nothing that Tourette's is a spectrum. So it doesn't
Mhm.
just because you have Tourette's doesn't mean that you're gonna yell out swear words. It's a certain type of Tourette's. Like Billie Eilish has Tourette's.
Mhm.
And hers a lot of hers are set off with like lights and all the production stuff that's always constantly going out around her. But from what I know, she doesn't have the kind that causes you to swear out. She has tics like facial and motor tics that she can't suppress. So my watching this girl on TikTok, again, it's a couple years ago, and apparently she now has a reality show. Her name is Bailey something. And so she has a reality show now about this, but she would yell out swear words. And I watched it, and I've had not really seen that, and it's something that happens that you think, "Oh, people must be embellishing." In fact, it will be people in her comments saying that she was just making all this up, for TikTok, which
Yeah.
I have no idea about that young lady, but it's not the case. People do live like this. And so this man lives like this, and that's why he was there. His movie was out and it was critically acclaimed. And so because it was about him, he was invited, which he should be invited. He
Mhm.
should not be not allowed to go places, but that's who ended up yelling out the slurs at Michael B. Jordan and Delroy while they were on stage presenting an award.
And the word that he said
Mhm.
was the N word with a hard
Mhm.
ER.
Mm. Mhm.
Hard ER.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that's the thing. And coporlia is the
Yeah.
type of Tourette's tic that specifically causes them to use profanity and say all kinds of things. So you're correct. It is an actual type of tic. It is a real thing. Now, this has brought some attention to the Tourette's community, and I saw some people or advocates and people who have it. They said sometimes it's let's say every month or every 2 months, you might say the same couple of words. While
Mm.
that is the thing, you might outburst those type of words, but it's the same one. So they're saying he kinda knew that this was in his cycle of words
Mhm.
to say specifically for this time period. That's one. The main thing is he did it with Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo when they were presenting. He yelled
Mhm.
out, "Nigger." Earlier in the show, he has said he said the F word to Alan Cumming, who was the host,
Mhm.
who is known to be gay, but that wasn't shown.
Okay, I'm sorry. So the F word as in the gay slur.
Correct. The
That
gay
okay.
slur.
And they
So
edited
the
that out.
whole night, they said he was
Okay.
saying things. They
Okay.
did acknowledge that. It's just BAFTA was on a time delay. And so it's interesting the things that they did let go out and what they didn't. So they took out the
Mhm.
F word slur
Mhm.
and some pro-Palestinian
Mhm.
speeches.
Mhm.
They edited those out. But when it came to someone saying nigga with a hard ER,
Mhm.
they let that go. What is that?
And when you wanna know what else?
What else?
Uh, Even though the guy, of course, John Davidson, of course, should be he should not be disinvited or anything to places. He shared with them his concerns for this being a live broadcast over there, or this being a broadcast,
Mhm.
and him being seated there with everyone. He expressed concerns. They put a mic next to him.
See?
This came out afterwards when he was,
See?
giving his side, and he was uncomfortable with that because he was sitting in the back. Why would there be a mic back there? Because if they win, he's just gonna come on up with everybody. He had a mic next to him. P. All right.
See?
Then when you and I didn't want to watch it, but I was like, I must know what I have to see what happened. The
Mhm.
audience audibly gasped when it
Mhm.
happened. The
Mhm.
producers at the BAFTAs were trying to say they didn't even realize anything had gone down.
Lies.
There was an audible gasp by everybody else in the congregation. I done made it church, but everybody in the
Uh-huh.
audience, there was an audible gasp. Then it's a live event, so all the people who work live events are like, No. There's way more producers on a live type event show than there is on a regular show. People in the
Mhm.
audience, like anyone would
Yeah.
have alerted them as to something happened, but it doesn't matter because the audience gasped when it happened.
Mhm.
And they did, before the show started, they did tell them that he was in attendance and that some things might happen.
Mhm.
But no, you knew it. And here's the other thing, P. They were on a 2-hour delay for Britain. It was more like a 6-hour delay before Americans got it. That's
So
even worse.
plenty of time.
Plenty of time. And so apparently, I don't know if it's just the BAFTAs or if it's BBC, but the black people over in Britain have historically always had a problem. I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's the BAFTAs, I don't know if it's BBC, but they've historically had a problem with them. And their words, not mine. But when they got
Mhm.
on the internets to explain and to speak, they're saying we don't have enough people for us. Our stink, if we raise a stink, it hasn't mattered to them. So they're actually happy that Black Americans have jumped into this, because it was our I was about to say our people who were attacked, but someone said that Delroy was from Britain, actually.
He's a Brit, yeah. Which is wild.
Wow!
Which is
Wow! Where is his
wild.
accent, P?
It's there. When he has interviews, it's there.
Wow!
He's a
I
Brit.
I must have just went right on over my head. Well, so I've seen a couple of their influencers to say that they were happy that we jumped into it because it's causing way more of a stink than they thought it would. But the fact that they edited out some things and not that, very telling. The fact that they put a mic next to him, especially after he
That's
expressed
crazy.
concerns, it's crazy. That means they expected it.
Mhm.
They expected something to go wrong that they could use. Let's say
Mhm.
that. They expect to be able to use something. So now you have now actually spurred on more ableism because that man's a target. And then Black people are already a target. And you've decided,
Mhm.
hey, this is a thing that we can leave in to just kind of see what happens, to get some.
Mhm.
It was like engagement farming, basically. Once they said they put a
Mhm.
mic next to that man. Now, that being said, I'm gonna just say, as a Black person, I don't understand though how Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo are not afforded apologies, um,
Mhm.
simply because this was something that the man could not control. That part I don't understand, and so like I'm not trying to attack him in any way. I just still have not yet seen anything that explains to me why they are not afforded any explanation. I know it's involuntary and all these things, um, but and people are so of course the engagement farming worked. I don't know if it worked for the
Mhm.
BAFTAs, but people then went and started watching this movie
Mhm.
because they're saying in the first 5 minutes of the movie, the mother says, the mother of John Day, who this is his story. So
Mhm.
in the first 5 minutes, the mother says it's like every bad thing that he can say is just lining up in his head
Mhm.
and he's not able to stop it, right? So then he starts saying things, but then he immediately apologizes. So then they also said, like, he said something about the queen or something when he met, and he apologized. So
Mhm.
we understand that it is involuntary.
Mhm.
But if you tend to apologize when something harmful happens that you can't control, does this not also fall in the same boat?
Right.
That's all I'm saying. If you have a history of apologizing when you said something harmful to someone that you did not mean, but that you understand may have caused harm, he repeatedly was apologizing. So how
Mhm.
come this also doesn't fall in that bucket? Now, the BAFTAs and the BBC, they spearheaded this. They definitely
Absolutely.
set up the situation, and then they left that in so
Mhm.
that the world would now get to see and feel that. And the look on their faces, in particular Michael B. Jordan, the
Yep.
look on his face when it happened, it's just heartbreaking. It's like there's nothing you can do to get away from this?
Mm. The height of his
The
career,
height.
on a
And even
roll.
Delroy is now
Delroy.
being lauded when he should have been lauded years and years ago. But this is
Mhm.
the year. And so for y'all to now put that in full display of the globe.
In his country. And he did go on to say Davidson's team shared that he has reached out to the studios handling centers and wanted to apologize to Michael B. and Delroy Lindo. Now,
Okay.
b- privately, like you said,
Oh,
not a public,
privately.
privately, not publicly, tried to reach out. And it it's just manufactured. And they used him.
Mhm.
They used his Tourette's in this movie, this whole thing. Yes, to make publicity for his movie, maybe more for Michael B. and Sinners, and who knows? It could be a host of all things, but they're using this man and his symptoms to push everything forward. And like you said, it's not fair. He says he's been beat up in real life over the years, physically beaten within his life in bars because he said crazy things and people just don't know. And so it's a real condition that, like you said, we do understand. However, you're setting them up with you have a microphone by him? Come on.
That was
Come on.
wild. Like, why would you do that?
Come on. Come
Nobody
on.
needs to hear anyone speak who's in the audience unless they're now on stage.
Yeah. And the thing is they were able to take out some of the other stuff. That's the key. That's it right there. You knew what you were doing. You were able to take out the things that you wanted to take out and leave in what you knew would really cause an uproar and bring more
Mm.
attention to your show, bring more attention to this movie, and just cause chaos. Because here we are talking about it.
And I'm not saying that I don't know how they took it. Like all we could see were the faces,
Mm-hmm.
but just the history, like you were attempted to humiliate for you to even just let this run like this.
Yeah.
And then their first couple apologies, the BAFTAs they were
No.
lacking. And I don't know if they thought that because they didn't want to appear as ableist, because it is a
Hmm.
very layered thing. But
Sure.
actually, now that we find out, you guys waded into this yourself.
Hmm.
So their first couple apologies they were not sufficient. And then I read like a third one it's like two of them came out on one day. It was like somebody must have said, "Hey, y'all need to do better," or somebody who actually in the company or organization.
Hmm.
Um, and so then they sent another one out, and then it said something like they like wholeheartedly apologized. But now we know y'all are the reason why this even became as huge, as it did.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I'm now also wondering, could we not have even could it was a broadcast, could they not have when I say reshot it, I don't mean like an hour later, but I mean like, hey,
Sure.
actually, let's go back again 5 seconds. Let's have you say that again. Cause they do that, at least over here, they do that at the live shows all the time. And they just
Hmm.
edit that piece out. It was just like it was not a big enough deal to them. And then they were like, oh, we're just gonna leave this in and, add a little razzle dazzle.
Because even though they made a facial expression, it was clear that they were like, a little
Because
thrown.
you can't help it.
We That could have been, oh, the teleprompter broke or something. We didn't
Yeah.
have to hear that word, and that's the thing.
Uh,
That's the thing about it, and it's just so
you
we'll
can't
see.
get away from it. But then I gotta say again, when you're not a part of a community, some stuff we gotta let y'all have it. But the
Mhm.
way that they were saying that there were some people in the community who were saying that Black people should not be harmed by this at all. This is just simply not
Child.
the world we live in. Like the same way you have to deal with ableism is the same way that we have to deal with racism. And so it's
Mhm.
just like that's not the world that we live in where this is would not be considered harmful at the very least to those two men. And again, like you said, he said apparently a slew of other things that they edited out.
The
He told
whole
one
show.
shut the fuck up. I think she's like the you know how they usually have like the owner or the director to come out and
Mhm,
say, "We're so
mhm.
thankful you're here." Apparently, he told that lady shut the fuck up and some other things that they decided not to show. But it comes out that he said the N-word 2 other times that night too.
Oh,
There were other members of the and we'll put in the show notes because one lady's name is Hannah, and she works with the Sinners team, and she was there because she was part of the Sinners team, and they were being,
the designer.
awarded. Um,
Yes.
yeah, and so she was saying that, it was shouted to he shouted it to them as they were heading out and over to dinner. So she was like, "It actually happened 2 more times that people didn't get to see. It's not gonna dim our light or anything, but to say that it didn't
Wow.
feel a way, um, is not true." And she was like, "And I just need people to know that that specific word came out of his mouth 3 times that night." And so then, of course, people are like, "Well, that means he's racist." And I did see some things, and I also watched some commentary from a couple other people with Tourette's who are Black people.
Mhm,
And they're just like, it is like we have that filter and they don't. And not only is
mhm.
it not a filter, they're like, it actually makes your brain go find the worst thing to say in those instances.
Mm.
And it happens most when it's like quiet around you, when everyone's quiet. It
Mm.
happens most when you're nervous. Like all of these things were just set up for like a perfect storm for it to happen, which is another reason why the guy was like, I'm actually a little concerned. Um, I'm concerned here. And their answer was to put a mic in his face. But the Black people with Tourette's are saying like that doesn't necessarily mean he has a racist heart. Mainly because what it makes you go if you have that certain type, it it tells you the worst possible thing a person could say in a situation, and that's what you're, like, fighting against. So, because one girl was like, "It's one of my ticks, that word," So,
Wow.
I don't think it's anything that a lot of us are gonna immediately understand, but also to
No.
say that you shouldn't feel harmed by it is that's wild. And then
Mhm,
to just back it up with any other time that he said something, at least out in public or to a public figure,
mhm,
that wasn't right, immediately it's like and I'm not saying, "Oh, you have to apologize if you have these ticks." I'm not saying that. It just came out that that's something that he does,
mhm,
So, if normally he apologizes, why are people saying that it wasn't harmful and that he shouldn't have to apologize at all? And it's like, if you step on somebody's shoe when like, I'm just or maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm just like a people pleaser or something, and I always wanna apologize, but it's a really layered thing that it's like, I don't think it's just black and white answer.
yeah, and he says he's ashamed and embarrassed, and he really has tried to apologize, but, you
Mm,
know, God bless, but we'll see how popular this movie becomes after this as well,
mm.
as we know,
Well, they
like you
won
said,
some
people are gonna go
awards
see it. Mhm,
already, but so did Sinners, and Ryan Coogler won for best screenplay, and I might be mistaken, but I don't think a black man has ever won that award over there. I do think that lately they've Sinners has been on a roll with their press tour, and they're
mhm,
really getting big A-list names to support. Like, I saw Matt Damon sat down to speak with Ryan Coogler, and, like,
mhm,
it's like people are really trying to get this movie more up in the forefront. I was like, people in their community are trying, and I didn't expect that.
yeah,
So, because he sat with Christopher Nolan, somebody sat with Ben Affleck, like, people are coming out the woodworks to kinda support them in the Oscars community. I
mhm,
pray that because people do want to say that all these other awards, they do all lead up to the Oscars. Sometimes they can show
sure,
you who's going to be a front runner. Well, they do show you who's going to be a front runner. It doesn't always mean that person's going to win.
yeah,
And like Michael B. Jordan hasn't been winning. Ryan Coogler has been winning here and there as it starts to pick up. I hope that they aren't continuously giving him the screenplay award because they don't plan on giving him the director's award.
mhm,
That's the only thing that's going through my mind. He deserves a screenplay award. He also deserves to really be in serious contention for the director's award. I'm
yeah,
prayerful 'cause, sometimes they give people the award for something because they didn't give it to them before or,
Mhm.
stuff like that, or at least I'll say black people because
Mhm.
that's not
Angela
stuff we
Back.
notice, like Denzel winning for Training Day as opposed to
Mhm.
Malcolm X and such, but, I'm hopeful that he really has a shot at the director's award, but yeah, he been winning, I think he gonna be an Oscar winner,
We'll see.
finally.
Oscars, March 15th. And
Oh,
so,
it's coming up. Oh, Lord, we got
yeah,
2 weeks.
so
Ah,
we'll see.
okay.
We'll see how it goes.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. What you got next, Shaun?
P, P, we gotta talk about we gotta circle back, to 50 Cent and,
He's such
the
a
Harris
bully.
family because we yeah, I think
He's
we
such a
might have had a
bully.
couple, episodes about 50 Cent and everything, he did with Puffy, and now, and he been bullying people because even after people like I think it was Fabulous and Jim Jones and stuff, like, they had a podcast and they were specifically talking about how he should not have gone after Puffy. I don't agree with that, but I also think that people, specifically people in their industry, they do have rightful qualms against him.
Mhm.
And so now here we have 50 Cent and T.I. I think their beef started back when 50 Cent was saying that T.I. had to have snitched in order to get out of jail back
Mm.
when he got locked up. Then T.I. was like, "All this is this public information if you turn state witness and all this stuff." And he was like, "My documents are online. You can look them up.
Mhm.
That is not, that's not what happened." But I don't not sure that 50 care about any of that stuff because once he
Of
gets something
course
in his
not.
head, this he just out here spouting. So this was years and years and years ago. And let's be clear, when T.I. got arrested, okay, he got arrested a couple times.
Right. I was like, "Which
But
time?"
okay, but he's a man of the streets. Okay, he
Clifford.
just needed to yeah. But he did that time when he got arrested and I think it was the Walgreens parking lot down the street from the BET Awards, like they were headed into the
Mhm.
BET Awards.
I remember that.
That's the one I think that sent him back to jail for the last time because he was a felon, a convicted felon, or had that record, and he had all those guns on him, including some silencers and stuff. And
Oof.
they took him straight from that parking lot when he was on his way to the awards. In fact, Tiny was with him,
Yeah.
and that was a very big deal when that happened. I don't remember what year that was, but I remember it was a big deal. He was at the height of his career. Um, and I want to say, in fact, Pete, didn't he do a reality show before he
T.I.?
went to jail? Yeah, before that family one. He did like a reality show showing him counting down the days to going back to jail.
I think so. I
Oh my
think that
God. Like,
the
he
family one
really
was the
did a
one,
lot.
though.
The family one, when he came back and he started the family show. And now I can see that that was a great idea because clearly the difference between T.I. and a lot of other people is or I don't know that that's truly the difference, but far as what they show to us and their personas. He immediately kind of switched into family man mode.
Mhm. Mhm.
And nobody else was doing that. No matter how they lived their life outside the cameras, nobody else was showing us that. Nobody else was using that as a way to build their brand. Nobody. Now, did we get a whole lot of their business that maybe we didn't need to see? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I actually now
Woo!
I'm like, oh, that was smart of him because nobody else had a brand. No other
Ah.
rapper was out here talking about like my family is actually my gold. His mom, his
Yeah.
wife. I remember her mom and dad. I think her dad was still alive when they started filming, so they
Mhm.
were chronicling his illness, Tiny's illness. That mama
His
was in
his
the house.
sister passed.
His sister passed, and she had been on the show. And then
Yeah.
showing how they have a blended family because his first, I think, 3 kids are not
Mhm.
by Tiny. But
Mhm.
whenever they were in the house, they were filming and all this stuff. And now we see when a threat has come against the family,
That's their
the
mama.
family jumped in. And it's like, "Oh, you're right, 50 don't actually have that."
Nope.
This was actually you gotta go with what's you gotta fight with your strengths, right? So, that's what the Harris family has been doing over the past week or so.
Now, what was the first post? 50 posted something about Tiny being
Yes,
like a picture of Tiny as Miss Piggy.
well, the picture that I don't know how many pictures he posted. The picture that I
Right.
saw that he posted, her leg was up, like she was performing,
Mhm.
and she had on a skirt and her leg was up, and so you could see her butt, which is not real.
Mm. Oh,
So
yeah.
first of all, I mean, it wasn't like a up the skirt shot, but
Yeah.
she was on stage,
Yeah.
probably with a
Performing.
skate, performing,
Yes.
and her leg was up and she was singing, and she probably had a thong on or whatever. So all you see, is this ass back here, and it's not real. And so that's the picture that I saw that he posted.
Ooh.
And now what started that is, again, they have this history. And so
Yeah.
when Versus was coming up over COVID, T.I. was like, the only person that I can really go at it with is 50 Cent. Because he was like, I'm not
And
just a South rapper. I got hits or what, and he kept saying 50 Cent is my match. And 50 Cent said he ain't one. He said he off that. He said he off music. He in the
mhm.
boardroom. So every time they ask T.I., he always say 50 Cent. So then T.I. and 50 Cent actually crossed paths at some point over the past few years. 50 Cent agrees to him, let's do it. Let's just do it. Well, he was not telling the truth. He probably was just trying to get him off his back. T.I.
Just
was like,
talking.
but the man said, let's do it. So that's why I keep saying his name, because he said, let's do it. That's literally all that happened. T.I. said,
Wow.
50 told me he was down, so I'm still waiting. Let's do it. That's literally all he said. I guess 50 didn't like that, and then his name keep coming up because T.I. got a new song out. By the way,
It's
we
old
back.
school T.I.
We
He
back.
cut
It's
his
a
hair.
banger.
He got the low
Girl,
top Caesar
he
with the
cut
D
the locks
waves.
off. I said, oh, hello.
Old,
Hello.
and he looks the same. Why does he look the
He looks
same?
the same, P.
The hair made him look older, and
And I
now
had
he
not
has it
noticed that
cut.
until he cut it back, and
Yeah.
it's like he looked just back in like in the 2000s. He not that much old.
Wow.
He's probably only a couple years older than us. But
Yeah.
because he started having them babies young.
Yes.
But T.I. always been it's been long enough now. I could probably tell this story and protect the innocent, but I can say back when I was in college and T.I. was first coming out, because everybody
Mhm.
came through FAMU, because it's close to Atlanta. It's like everybody came down to start their kind of college tours, and T.I. came down. I
Mhm.
had a friend, okay, who left the show and went back with T.I. to the room. Okay. She
Mhm.
told me he was high as all get out.
Yeah.
He was so high that he passed out. No, nobody did anything.
Nothing
Okay.
happened.
Although she would have done things, but nothing happened. But nothing happened because she said he was high as all get out, and he pulled out pictures of his kids. She said he pulled out, because it didn't back then. It was like printouts.
Oh.
He had the actual physical pictures of his children that
Yeah.
he kept with him on tour, P. And this was before Tiny had the other kids. So it was like the first 3 kids or something like that. And she said, and he was just showing her all the pictures of his kids.
Before he passed
And
out.
then he passed out.
Sir, we trying to get down to the do, and you
And
show me
then
your children.
he was just
What is
showing her
happening?
pictures of his kids till he fell asleep. And I was just thinking about that this week. I said, T.I. always been about his family. That is one thing you cannot. That man, and that was just in the dark of night, you know what I'm saying? And he was literally like, we were young 20s,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
young 20s. So he always been that. So yeah, it's
He's 45.
yeah, he's 45, and you
So,
40, 44. I'm finna be 44
yeah.
next month. So yeah, we all around the same age. So he but yeah, that's all he said to 50. 50 put up that picture I didn't see the other pictures. I didn't even know if it was more than one. But I saw the picture of him that he put up a tiny, like, up her skirt, and that set off King. Now King is
Okay.
basically the middle child, and
Okay.
King is King be outside. But when this started happening, I said, "Okay, the young man is okay. This is what we can use you and your special gifts for, young man." I was proud of him. He was
Because
like, "One thing
King
you
has
not gonna do."
been the troubled, I'll say troubled son.
King's a little
Um,
different,
he's a little different. He's a
but
little
he's a little
different.
different, but he love his family.
He went off.
He was like, "Oh, we talk about mamas?
Mhm.
Oh, you posting mamas, so now that don't just include my daddy, now that include me.
Yeah.
So now I gotta talk
Yeah.
about your mama." And he went for like 3 days straight posting memes, which let's talk about it because at 50, I think he older than T.I. Like, King is a pretty much, what is he, a teenager? I don't even know if he's in his 20s yet, but
Right.
he's allowed to post these like that's how they talk. That's what they do. So now you dealing with a kid who this is what they do. And you up here, you got all this money and stuff behind you. You probably got contracts and stuff. You can go off, but you can't do what this young man who ain't got nothing to lose can do. So number one, all right, we should think about this because we also know that this young man be going off the rails. But
Yeah.
I'm proud of the young man
He's
because he's
21.
okay. He's 21, just got there.
Mhm.
He
Just
like,
got them.
talk about it. Let's talk about mamas. So now he's talking about 50 Cent mama. And now
Oof.
if we remember the story, his mom was allegedly a lady of the night. And so he had to then go live with his grandparents because his mama couldn't take care of him. And then she died young because she was, on the drugs and allegedly. And she lived on the streets.
Mhm.
But he was raised by his grandparents. So that's another thing. I'm like, hey, it's actually his grandma that he really cares about, and she's no longer with us. But that's who he
Mhm.
calls his mom, who raised him for real, is his grandma because
Mhm.
he grew up with her. And she was up in New York. That's whose house he was out front of when he got shot up.
Yeah.
So, um, they right. He wasn't raised by his mom. And I'm not saying these are things that should be used against you because that ain't on you. But since you talking about mamas, just like back when we was talking about Megan, Nikki versus Megan, and when Nikki invoked Megan's dead mama,
Don't do that.
now we have to. So
Don't
now
do
they going
that.
after 50 Cent and his mom's history and past, how he wasn't raised with her, and then King was like, "Oh, and didn't you set your baby mama house on fire with her and your child inside?" And then we all know that, okay, he has this strenuous relationship with his baby mama, which a lot of
Mhm.
people do, but also with his child who he doesn't speak to, who looks exactly like him, by the way.
Mhm.
And it's almost one of those things where I don't know if he's technically disowned him or what, but is it giving Brian McKnight? Because if it's giving Brian McKnight, P,
At one point, he did say that because he said every time the kid reached out to him was about money or something. So it
and
was a
that's
little
just
bit
a
of that.
child anyway. I don't care how much money
Right.
your parents got. Like, that's what
Yes.
a child does, number one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
okay. But I guess he was taking his mama's side. It's like, okay, this is all standard run of the mill baby mama stuff. Everybody deals with this stuff, whether you telling the truth or not. Like, this is all normal. How does that amount to her house being arsoned and they was
Arson.
both inside? Like, you trying to kill them, excuse me. So then King posts a clip of her on the news right after it happened. And she
Mhm.
was like, Curtis did this. I know he did this. And they're like, well, how do you know he did it? She was like, because yesterday he told me he's going to kill me.
Wow.
Yesterday. And today there's arson at our house. And by the way, me and my son were inside. So now, why? Why you? Why? What?
Mhm.
Explain, sir. King brought all that back up. So then
Yeah.
Damani was like, let me say something. Actually, Ti's disc came out after that.
Yes.
After people were saying this is a good disc because T.I. actually can rap.
Yes.
And T.I. gonna talk about rap stuff. And that's the thing. It's like 50 is off music. He's off music. So he's not, to fight him, you would have to use music because he ain't gonna either be able to fight you back right now, or he might try, but he's been off for so long. Who knows how good it's gonna be? And that's why when he
Mm-mm.
fell out with Jim Jones and Fabulous and them, and they all released a diss track. This is a few weeks ago, or last month. So T.I. released a diss track. Everybody's like, "This is good," because T.I. can
It's
rap.
good.
He's telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Telling the
Yeah.
truth. But then the other kids was like, you know what? We got something to say too. So now you got Damani, who everybody say Damani, blood of Clifford, T.I., but son of J. Cole. Because they always talk about how alike he is to J. Cole. I don't know if it's his
Yeah.
cadence. I don't know if it's because he really has a vocabulary on him, just like his daddy.
Mhm. Mhm.
But Damani be rapping though.
He rapped.
And so Damani put out a diss track.
It was
And
cold.
the cover, and it's called Miss Jackson. Is it called Miss Jackson or is it called Firebug? Because he calls him Firebug through the whole thing.
He calls him Firebug, but it's called Miss Jackson.
Okay.
My
Miss
God,
Jackson
today.
being Curtis Jackson's mom, 50's mom. And so also hearkening us back then to like
Wow.
fucking Kendrick versus Drake and a couple songs he put out just talking to his Drake's family. He's like, "Oh, let me put you to the side. Let me talk to your mama." So that's
Wow.
what Damani did. And he was like, "I gotta talk to you. Are you proud of your son? Cause he out here shitting on your family name. So I just gotta ask you. I know you're not here no more, but and then at some point he was like, I got more sense than the people who are headed to his house right now. So he's
Oh,
like, hey, I'm not the violent one. I'm the one with sense. But they already they got a plan. So let me just talk to you. It's called Miss
Lord.
Jackson since we talking about mamas. And the cover of the single, I don't even know if it's a single now, if it's just on streaming, but is the house that was arsoned.
Yeah.
And he continuously calls him Firebug, which means an arsonist. The whole song, he's like, Firebug, Firebug, Firebug.
Yeah.
And then somebody was like, I think it's Tony. What's Tony's name? Is it Parker? Tony, the comedian who be with Kev on stage. I can't his last name is escaping me right
Tony.
now. I think it's Parker. Bald head, because they do Ball Brothers
Yeah.
together.
Ball Brothers.
But he said 50 Cent out here arguing with Encyclopedia, who is T.I., Encyclopedia Junior, who is Damani, and the Urban Dictionary, it was King. He was like, they all got a little piece, but they come from T.I., and T.I., he got that vocabulary on him, and all his kids are talented. All of his kids are talented, P.
Mhm.
So that's what's crazy. Not only is his family his superpower, and then T.I. put out that video with him at the table next to Tiny, next to his mama, next to all his kids. And by the way, Damani is not even Tiny's child.
Right.
But they like, no man, what you not finna do is
She's been my stepmother and a mother figure all my life, and you're not gonna talk about her
what you not and
because she's my sibling's mama.
Tiny ain't said a thing. This Chatty don't have to.
You don't have to.
And this goes back to this is T.I.'s actual superpower. Like they clearly don't be playing about this family thing. They actually stick
Mm-mm.
together in our even when we first started hearing a lot from King, being as vocal and telling all their business. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But at the end of the day, they family, they ride together and they looking at 50 like, who's riding with you? You you know what I mean? They was like, you ain't got no wife, your
Absolutely.
kids hate you, then the child that you don't hate is like 6, so he can't help you right now. Um and I want to say that's the child that he has with the lady that's involved with Puffy.
Yes.
So also, and they were like, you always coming after women. Because why
Always.
did you post time? It's giving Drake. It's giving how all Drake can do is go after the person's spouse.
His
So I don't
ability.
even know why 50. I guess I'm assuming 50 did it because he know that T.I. don't play about Tiny,
Mhm.
but T.I. don't play about Tiny. So now you got a real rapper, mind you. He's in the middle of a rollout. To me, this has only helped him because
Mhm.
he's been doing well. And his family is coming in. Girl, last night, the other child, what's the other child's name, P? The the oldest one who looks
The
just
one that
like
looks
Ti.
just like T.I. Oh, what
And
is his
he's a rock,
name?
he's a guitarist. He
He's
released
so
he,
good too.
he released a song last night, P.
Messiah.
Messiah. He said, I'm gonna let the guitar speak for me. And it's like
Mhm.
the guitar is wailing,
Mhm.
right? Then they posted a video with Eris, the little baby
I
girl.
saw it. Don't you just speak for my mother? I was like, okay,
I said, everybody got a
all right.
lane. Now we just waiting on Zanique and the girl group. Somebody said they was working on something. Do you know this family finna eat off of this? Thank you,
Eat
50. They finna eat because they actually are talented.
the whole
So not
family.
only do he have and it's not your fault if you don't have all this, but people have to learn not to. If you got a problem with Ti, keep it on Ti.
Yeah. I, like I said, 50 is always just giving me bully to me. And he does say he does
You're
some of it
right.
just to like get press and to stir stuff up just for fun. But he just, mm-mm. And you're right. It's always about women or it's just pettiness. It's like, grow up, grow up.
But
So he's going to come back
he
with something,
50, you think?
something, somehow, because he's petty. That's just
He is
his,
petty. He's
that's what he
petty.
does.
I don't know what else he can do though because
I
50
don't
took
know.
not 50, but because Ti took it to music.
Yeah.
It's like he can't really go that route or he's not gonna go that route because people have tried that before. I hope he just let it die down. What I hope he don't do, because he like to research people and put money behind projects. And Ti and Tiny did have some charges against them
Mm-hmm.
previously, and I hope he don't just decide to, oh well, you know what? Let's dig into this. Let's make a documentary about these
This is
fools.
what I'm saying.
Because that would be his lane. Now, I think those charges got dropped and stuff, but I would hope now that we know he has a precedence for doing this, I would hope he don't be like, let's put all this out in the
Mhm.
open and stuff. But P, did you see how because Miss Tina just be wanting to support the girls.
I
So
know.
did you
Oh,
see how
Tina.
she put up a picture of Tiny? I don't even think she knew what all was going on. She just knew people was talking shit about Tiny. So she done put
Oh.
up a picture of Tiny just trying to support Tiny. Tiny, we love you. We love everything you do. I don't think she knew it was like, hey, 50 Cent did this thing and now the kids. I think she just heard, hey, they talking bad about Tiny. 50 saw that picture and decided that meant he should not aim at Miss Tina.
Mhm. Problem.
She's
Big
she's
problem.
a older she don't even know what the fuck is going on, sir. It definitely
Mm-mm.
was. It could not have been focused on you. If anything,
No.
even if she knew about that, I'm just trying to big up Tiny. So now he done put up what he considered to be a bad picture of Miss Tina, which I don't even think was a bad picture. But he put up a
Mm-mm.
picture of her because she was mid talking, she was speaking, and because she had fillers or whatever in her face, it
Yeah.
just it looked kind of wonky to him. And he put that picture up of Beyonce's mama. You were still talking about people's mamas. Then he put up a picture of Solange talking about that night in the elevator. And if we know anything, Solange might be the king of Solange
Oh,
is the one who don't care. Solange is going to come out
she
and
will
handle
shut it
everybody.
down.
Stay off of Solange and stay off of their mama. So then, of course, Beehive went over there and he actually took those pictures down, which
Mhm.
I think is a lot for him
Mhm.
because that
Huge.
he
He said,
doesn't,
let
wow,
me think
now you
again.
taking aim at other people's moms, like, and then after that, Solange posted just a carousel, something light, of her enjoying herself and
Oh my
dancing and being
God.
this free spirited lady that she is. But I just noticed that she posted it right after. I said, she saw you, she clocked you.
Mhm.
She said, oh,
Mhm.
I'm still on the internet, y'all. I still be out
Yeah.
here. Don't
And
let
that speaks
Solange.
to the beef that he has with Jay. It just stay tuned because it's not done. It's not done. Whether it's T.I. as he continues with his rollout of the album, the kids, like you said, the girl group, they're coming next. If they got the baby
Yeah.
doing it, baby heiress, the girls are gonna do it too. So it's, just I did not see this. I did not see a
Yeah,
T.I. beef with
this
his
came out of
children.
nowhere. But hey, I'm not saying I like the whole beef, but I like how the family has handled it.
Each and every one of them.
You gotta use your strengths, and they just happen to be an extremely talented family. Everybody got something.
Mhm.
I don't quite know what King got going on yet, but I bet he got something. He just gotta, grow
He
up a
was
little
a
bit.
rapper, but his
Okay,
stuff
so he
just
got
it
something back
just
there.
it just wasn't that great, but it's
It
fine.
but
It's
I do
fine.
like the way he handled it. So he's like, "Oh, I'm the one if he the one that be going off and memeing and
He's fine.
stuff, let him have and I like that he came out the gate first. I just like the way they're addressing this on their side.
We'll see what happens
Let him have
next.
it. Let him have it.
And lastly, Tenderism,
Okay.
Shaun.
Hey, P.
Tenderism.
Listen, when God got something for you, P, no man can stand against you. And
Speak.
that actually it seems to be happening so much lately. Cause even with
Mhm.
I don't know if you saw like ever since Nikki set her eyes on Megan done blew the fuck well, she had been blowing, but she finna be on Broadway. They put her in Moulin Rouge, P. So
Mhm.
she's finna be on Broadway. Cardi having the time of her life at her shows, jumping
Yeah.
in the crowd. I think that's one thing about she a rapper. You could tell she studies the divas because she doing stuff that the divas do, not just like the rappers or the rap girlies do. She's throwing her shoes off like Patty. She's jumping in the crowd. She's singing. She don't even need the dancers. She just standing over here by herself, just screaming, and the people like ah. And I'm looking at her like this lady was born to do this. I don't know.
She's
She's
a
something
comedian.
different. Yeah. She
She's
got
so funny.
something. She's a freaking bona fide star, even in the middle of all this other mess. And then there was somebody else that something just happened. It'll come back to me. But with Unc, aka
Uh,
Mr. Tendernism,
whose real name is Mr. Walter Johnson.
thank you. We do need to know the man's real name. Thank you, P.
Walter Johnson.
Walter, just the most blackest uncleist name ever.
Mhm.
And so just in case everyone doesn't remember, a couple months back, Keith Lee, our fave, one of them, went to Unc's restaurant. I don't even
Destination Smokehouse.
Okay, thank you. I knew you had it. See, this is why we
Mhm.
need an adult around. Okay,
He's so
thank you.
crazy.
Now I'm just saying, because I don't never be having
A mess.
I don't never have what I should have. Um, Keith Lee pulled up there, and Keith Lee's thing is you're not gonna see him coming. You're not gonna know he's coming. He probably not
No.
even gonna go in the building and order the food because somebody might recognize him. So he sends a
Mhm.
bodyguard or family members, whatever. In. He went up there to their spot to meet Unc. They said Unc cannot meet with you right now. He's recording a podcast, and we didn't know you was coming. But I don't even think they knew who he was. So
Mm-mm.
he's like, "Cool. I would like to leave some money for like the next. How he'll usually leave like $1,000, $2,000, so that the people who walk in can get their money for free."
Mhm.
They said no. He's like, "Okay. I would like to. I got $4,000. I want to give Unc." He always call it a tip, but he usually will put money in the hands of whoever food he's coming there to try or whatever the case. Especially if, just whatever.
Yeah.
He said no. He said, "Can I leave it with you? Can I leave it with the manager to get to him?" They kept saying no. So he came out the front door and just started handing out money to people walking in the door. Cause you going to get food from there? Here you go. Here goes some money for you. And then he just started giving people $500, like people outside the establishment. Cause
Keith
that's what
Lee.
he do, and we know that's what he do. We know that's what he did that day because he recorded it. Cause that's what he does.
Mhm. Mhm.
Then he gets back in the car, turns on the camera, and he's like, "Tried to meet Unc, couldn't meet him. Okay, he's a busy man now. I definitely understand that. Tried to leave him some money. They wouldn't let me leave the money. Tried to leave money as a tip for the workers. They wouldn't let me do that. They wouldn't let me leave any money on the premises.
Mhm.
Cool. Handed out money in front of the establishment. He was like, but just so y'all know, I tried. Cause he's
Yep.
like, y'all been telling me to come. I tried. So then After all this kind of blows up, Unc gets on the video, but he's on the video with a man who turns out to be the owner of the establishment. This whole time we thought this was Unc's establishment.
We
That's
did.
typically where Keith goes. He goes to these smaller mom and pop places. He will go to places that kind of get more buzz to meet with the people, tell them I like what you're doing, taste their food, give them some money. Just he wants the whole food thing to be a community. We all thought this restaurant, not saying that it was a mom and pop, but we thought it was Unc's food, his
Mhm.
recipes, his cooking. He owns the place. He did not own the place, which is why Keith could not get into him because the people were blocking his access. So even with Unc doing this video, he had to have the owner sitting next to him,
Mhm.
white man. So then people were like, this video, the optics of the video, first of all, look kind of weird
It was
because
weird.
Unc is just sitting there. The white man is talking for him. So it's
Mhm.
almost, it's like he can't speak for him. Keith came to see this man. He didn't come to see you, but nobody knew that that's the owner. They've been using Unc as a mascot this whole time.
Mhm.
Just what it boils down to. And okay, you got to market your business. Y'all been using him as a face though, to where people thought they was coming to support a black establishment, a black man, his food. It
Yep.
wasn't none of that. He would let it slide off the bone. You know what I'm saying? And all people would see that. That was all his
Yeah.
thing. Now I don't even know if that was his recipes and stuff or what, but that was his thing. So when they do the video, the owner says, if I had a known, number one, you will never know. Keith Lee don't like people
No.
to know because he wants to be treated just like any other regular person. And if he wasn't, he gonna tell everybody that he wasn't. Number
Mhm.
one. But number two, he didn't come to meet with you. He don't care about you. He came to meet with So that's when people was like, I don't know, but it feels like that man don't want Unc to get whatever his glory is for
Mhm.
being y'all mascot. He wants it to come to him because he's the owner or whatever. So the man says, we love to invite him back. We'll do it up. We'll do a whole thing. Keith Lee don't do that.
That's the whole point. No.
He don't do
No.
that. And there's been a couple times where he's done it, but it's been in partnership with that person and they do it together. So like the
Mhm.
one lady who a viral influencer had done a post talking about how she tried to help a pastry lady or something like that and the lady wouldn't take her help and wouldn't pay her. So then the lady got on her own social media was like, because we don't pay people to taste we don't do that. That's not something that we
Mhm.
do. So she went viral because she was like, we use imported stuff from other countries. Like she went down the list. So Keith Lee was like, oh, she was talking shit about y'all. I'm gonna come to your spot to the pastry shop. Let's do a partnership.
Mhm.
They did a partnership. Okay. And that blew up. So when that man got up there, and of course, him not being of the community, he didn't understand what the optics looked like. The optics looked really bad. Unc couldn't
It was
speak. He was
bad.
just sitting there. Turns out Unc got fired after all of that, P. No longer has a job at that spot.
Mm.
They are now posting these videos of the meat. The meat is not falling off the bone, P. I don't know
It's
what
not
Unc was doing,
tenderism no
but he
more.
tell y'all how to do it. It ain't tendernism no more.
Not doing it.
And now we all know it's not even his spot. And not that you can only like visit his spot, but it's like, no, all of this just went left. So Keith Lee got on his video the other day and he said, by the way, y'all, I got in touch with Unc. Me and Unc
Mhm.
been in touch. Unc, I gave Unc his things. So meaning money, I'm
Yep.
sure. And he
Yep.
was like, and we got something coming up. It's very exciting. He was like, we doing some business together, but we can't tell y'all about that just yet. But the moment that we
Mhm.
can, y'all will know. And kudos to Keith Lee. He put up Unc's tag. Unc created his own page now. He got his own thing so that people could start following him. But yeah, apparently he got fired and Keith Lee was like, "Oh, too bad, so sad, but how about we work together?" So, things work out as they should, but that was
Can't be
crazy, man. That
blocked.
that man got penalized basically just for people taking a liking to him and who he
Mhm.
clearly naturally was.
And apparently, Murrieta, California, is where this barbecue spot was, and more people are speaking about it's known to be racist.
Oh!
And have this so they're not surprised that they were
Wow.
using this black man to gain popularity and get people to come to try this food, this barbecue,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
now letting him go. So, you mess your own self up when you're being greedy and you're being nasty. And so now Unc will prevail.
We don't and look, we don't know what their setup was before. We don't know, like, it might have been good to him or whatever the case. But when you try to block that man's blessings,
Mhm.
that's the fucked up part. I can't speak on whatever happened beforehand, or because he may have been doing just fine over there and fine with how things were going. But
Yep.
once you tried to block him, you wouldn't even let that man put money in the manager's hand for him. And then the man gonna say, "'Cause not everybody knows who these people are online." Somebody in there knew who
Yeah.
Keith Lee was. That's not even the
Yeah, I
point.
knew.
'Cause that's why he does it that way. 'Cause y'all would have treated him differently, and it's not
Mhm.
about knowing him or not. If somebody wanna give you somebody a blessing, is that just a cultural thing? Do other
Right.
cultures not do that? 'Cause why would you not? I'm not understanding why you would try to block that. So anyway, more power to him. When we hear more about what this thing is that they got going on, we
It's
will
gonna be
let you
big.
know. Yeah, it might have to do
Yeah.
too. I'm just assuming, but Keith Lee got that family festival
Def
coming up that
Yep.
sold out within like the same day. So then he had to try to figure there's gonna be way more people than they think coming. But apparently, I don't know if it's annual or maybe more than annual, but they're gonna be. Yeah, tell us, P.
It's the first one. It's gonna
Okay.
be in New Orleans,
Okay.
May 16th, Keith Lee's Family Day.
Mm-hmm.
And like you say, it's our live performances, Kirk Franklin, Manny Fresh. He has a lot of, locals from New Orleans, Gracie's Corner.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
hosted by Kev on Stage. There's a food village, a
Kev is
family day
host.
obstacle course. He's hosting.
I need to get back into Patreon. I be missing everything. I'm in
He's
Kev's Patreon, but
hosting.
I ain't clocked in
So
on that.
it's a big deal that's coming up. So pretty much all of the places that he's been to and has shown light, he has invited them to come to this family day. So now that we all can try them without being stuck at the restaurant for hours. And he causes lines and frenzies at all these places, which is good, but
Yeah.
it has also caused issues. So this whole family day, you buy tickets and you can have access to all the places that he's been to over the years. And Keith Lee is just amazing from starting videos in a Paw Patrol
Paw
chair
Patrol chair.
just to work on his social anxiety and speaking
Yes.
in public. And now he's, as they say, we made the right person famous. And so if you're in New Orleans, if there's still some tickets available, that would be a
Yeah.
dope event to go to. And so
Yes.
might pop up. Tenderism
I
might pop
bet he
up.
do. P. I bet he do, P. I bet he
Ah,
do.
it's
That's
gonna
cool.
be
And
great.
that's another person who's always been about family from the
Yeah,
beginning.
from
When,
jump.
like his first videos was about what he had to cook for Ronnie because she was pregnant with the
Mhm.
first baby. Oh my
And now they
gosh.
got a little boy.
And now they got 3
Mm.
kids and a boy, and Keith's brother is home from jail, and the
He's
other brother,
home.
like, this is I I
I
love
agree.
when people are really, like, I can't say what people are put here to do. I'm just
Yeah.
saying you can tell he's in his element, and I love that they have been able to build a family business around this stuff. Because people always say, "Well, how you get paid if the restaurants don't pay you to come out and stuff?" And he was like, "I've been just getting sponsorships," and he was like, "I
Mhm.
don't charge nobody but these big companies."
Yep.
Now Keith Lee and the Hellman's commercial on Super Bowl
Mhm.
Sunday, I had to pause. Keith Lee at the table.
That was
you
the
know,
thing.
I'm
The
so
big companies he was taking
the
money from.
yeah, DoorDash and all of them and
Chipotle.
celebrities. Yeah, so then they changed that one day to Chipotle. And I
Mhm.
remember when Kevin Hart first opened his vegan restaurant, he had Keith Lee to come out and try it. Like, so I love that he's found a way just to do his thing. And it still worked for them. And now it's a family business. His sister be there, like all of that. I think his cousin
It's
is a
awesome.
bodyguard. Other cousin is a stylist. Like, I love them so much, P.
It's awesome. It's
Yeah.
awesome. So that's to end it off on a good note. We like what Keith Lee is doing. I just pray for his family, the protection, and that keeps doing the good work. Um,
Yeah.
and looking forward to seeing what he's going to do next because it's going to be big.
Mhm.
I'm
Well, you know we're gonna
excited.
talk about it. Yeah.
We shall. But thank you all again for another episode with us. You can find me on Instagram at Better3701 and on Threads. It's fun. It's a fun
Mhm.
place over there. It is
It's
fun.
fun over there. It's fun over
It's
there.
fun.
And I'm on Instagram and Threads at Hey Shaunda Head. The podcast is also on Instagram at The Everything Has Changed Podcast. And y'all know we now on YouTube. You can see our beautiful
Hey.
faces every week. The new episodes come out on YouTube on Fridays at noon.
Yep.
And our channel is Everything Has Changed. So check us out.
Thank you. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Peace. Want to stay locked in with us so you never miss an episode? Visit everythinghaschangedpodcast.com and join our email list. That way you'll be the first to know about new episodes and all the fun stuff we have coming your way. Meet us over there.